Welcome to the Starting Transana screencast for the basic and professional versions of Transana. This screencast shows you how to start Transana and get ready to start adding data for analysis. On most versions of Windows, the first step is to click the Start button, which may look a little different from one Windows version to the next. Scroll down the list of all available programs to locate the program group for the version of Transana that you have installed. Expand the program group and launch the Transana program from there. On OS X, go to your Applications folder, locate the Transana program group for the version you have installed, and expand it. Click the Transana application from there to launch the program. If this is your first time starting Transana, you may be asked to select a language for the interface. At this point, you will see Transana's splash screen while the program is loading, and then you will see the dialog box for selecting a database. If this is your first time using Transana, the database name will be blank. If you've used Transana before, the name of the last database you used should appear in this box. You can accept that name to use that database. You can select another database from the list, or you can type in a new database name if you want to create a new database. Let's create a new database called Learning Transana. If you type in a new database name, Transana will confirm the creation of the new database. You should say yes unless you think the database already exists, in which case you should say no and figure out why Transana cannot see the existing database. After the database is either created or loaded, Transana's main screen appears. The first thing you should do after creating a new database is tell Transana where to look for your image and media data files. While this isn't required in the single-user version, it's still a good idea because it makes it easier to move your data to another computer or to share it with a colleague. If you're on Windows, go to Options, Program Settings. If you're on macOS, go to the Transana menu and choose Preferences. Make sure you're on the General tab and look for the Browse button to the right of the Media Library Directory setting. Browse to the directory where your image and media files are stored. I always set my waveforms directory to a subdirectory in my media library. This makes sharing media data with other computers easier, and the waveform files can contain human subject sensitive information, so I like to keep those files in the same location as my media data. Now click the OK button to close the Program Settings dialog. You're now ready to begin adding data for analysis.